All right, brothers and sisters, kakas and dadas all over the world. Habari za Asabui, Habari za Mchana, Habari za Jioni, brothers and sisters all over the world. And yes, I am talking to each and every one of you all over the world. The name of this channel is The African Times, and I'm Thomas. Okay, everybody, just a quick UA update. We're about to run out. Got to pick up. I'm going to try to pick up a microphone. We were getting some comments that maybe sometimes we're not being heard clearly, so we're going to try to work on that. But I did want to take this quick moment to let you know, UA update. We're at a very critical step in our process here, because we have to have a place for the business, and we've been renting, and that can get kind of expensive because the people who rent to you, they understand that you're gonna have to shell out a lot of money, or you're gonna shell out a lot of money in monthly rent. So we have been, as you've seen in the previous videos, we've been looking for land, and you've seen the process. We're trying to show you the process. So we're going to continue to do that. And just to update some of you who may not have seen, we looked for land in many places, and we ended up finding recently some land in a place, and you saw us meet with the local government, and then we ended up talking to an owner, which we tried to show you guys all of that so you can see the process. And keep in mind, this is the process for us. Your process might be different. We don't know. We've been experiencing all of these things and sharing it with you. So whatever you see us do, if we make mistakes, if we do good things, whatever it is, as I told you in my very first video, it will be an opportunity for you to use that information as a benefit to you and to the people and to the to the future, the children, people coming behind us, younger generations. They can use this information to help themselves. And again, as we learn, we're going to try to pick out those things that are most helpful and show them to you. So again, we met with the local government. We found the land. We went with Delalis. We went with companies, and then we went with individuals. We found land. And now we're in the process of negotiating how to go about getting the land. Okay, and it's not a problem to do. We're going to have to start putting together a plan, something like a project plan for what we want to do, because that's a big chunk of land. And I want to tell everybody out there, we're not rich. Don't think that. That's not what's happening. We have little resources, obviously, but we're not rich. And what we're trying to do, and I recommend this to all of us Black African people. And when I say Black African people, it's very important to understand that this is not any statement of dislike for others. It's a statement of love and appreciation for people who look like me and you, okay? And I'm going to do the video. It's coming. It's just the land work is taking up a lot of time. But what I'm saying is that we come together and we pool our resources, both capital, labor, you barter, you trade, you negotiate, you try to do anything that's necessary for the benefit of us as people and for the benefit of our children and our future. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We have no excuse me, we have no intent to mislead anyone and make them think that we are some extremely wealthy people. Not at all. So we're using all of our resources to do the best that we can do to help as many people as we can. And over time, if we're fortunate and we run into like-minded people who see the vision that we have, share the vision that we have, understand the importance of the vision as it relates to the development a prosperous future for our children and our other African families and brothers and sisters all over the world, then we can come together. And as I said before, we can come together and do whatever is necessary to make these things happen. And we can do that by using, again, YouTube as a means of raising revenue, using, they use this fancy term called crowd sharing, but basically people donating and supporting you. We need you to do that if you can. But remember, if you can't, that's okay too. The thing is to, support the channel by viewing, subscribing, telling people about it, and telling people and friends, and keeping the information in the minds and consciousness of our people, our children, so that they all understand what's at stake. And everyone doing their part, it's not always money. It's not always money. Even just giving, like many of you give great comments to help us. That's a valued and necessary thing to do, and is greatly appreciated. So don't think it's always money. Now, again, just to kind of go back to the recap, we met with the people, we saw the land, and now we're putting on paper the plan. I'll try to read some of that to you when I get it finished, but we have to make sure that everything that we do, just like any company, you can't put everything out for the public. You can't do that. But we do want to put out enough information so that you get an idea of who we are and what we're doing and how it benefits our group, Black African people, and our families. Is very important. So over the next few days, there's one other part. Once you find the land, we got to make sure a couple of things, land and it's the ownership and all of that, together with the government abiding by all rules and regulations of this great nation of Tanzania and the great people here. But also, then we have to make sure that we have all of our personal paperwork and immigration together. So remember, when you're talking about coming here and you're talking about building a business or living here, you have to do the same thing that we're attempting to do, is to make sure that all regulations, rules, policies, laws, that we follow those and we do those things. Because it's important not only for us as individuals or you as an individual, but remember, a group, a society, a group of people who organize themselves in such a way that they have a governing body that looks out for their well-being, represents them. When you support that governing body, you're supporting yourself. So these are the kinds of things that we're going through. So just a little update. That's where we are. We found possibly some land, and now we're doing the due diligence to make sure that all of the necessary rules, regulations, policies from a personal level and then from a business level are taken care of. And just one final note. It's very interesting. We're getting some comments from people. These comments came in a long time ago when we first started this process. And there are people who are concerned that our intentions, and not only ours, but others coming here from the diaspora, people that look like you and me, may have some different intentions for the people in Africa as well as Tanzania. I can speak for me, okay, and my family. No, we love Black African people all over the world, here in Tanzania as well. And my life mission, now I'm speaking personally, my life mission has been to help as many African people all over the world that I can before I die. And to leave a legacy, even if it's just information, so that the children coming behind us, if we are unable to solve our problem with these people who clearly have an agenda that is not for our benefit, if we're unable to solve that problem in my lifetime, for me to do everything that I can to contribute to the resolution of that problem, so that each generation builds upon that until the end result is accomplished and we have Uhuru. Uhuru. So this is a very serious thing. So please understand, when you know, as I told you in the first video, when you make comments that, aren't as positive as they can be, and understand, we understand you're supposed to protect yourself. But I'm not here. I'm not your enemy. Not me. Anyone that I'm associated with. I love the people. I'm trying to do everything I can to benefit the people. And we have to do this all over the world. I'm going to have a video that's dealing specifically with concern, which is good concern, no problem. I don't have a problem with it. But good concern about whether or not there are people who look like me and you who may have unhonorable intentions when they come here to do business and do development. You have to keep one point in mind. There are people in the world who don't look like me and you, and they're coming here. Africa, not just Tanzania. What you say, Ben?
They're here.
Yeah. Jackie just said they're here, and they are here. There are reports already all over Africa in various countries where different groups have come, and they are doing business, developing, buying land, and doing those things. Now, you heard me say many times, we have to do that because this is the system that we're in. It's a global economic system run by a group of people who don't look like me and you, and they don't have our best interest at heart. They'll tell you that so that they can take what you have, and they have a history of this. And if any of you are questioning that, there are many, many books out there that chronicle this history. And if you've lived your life, you should be able to see it. Now, many of you may not like, I've never been to Africa until I came here, but I was in America. I know what they did. I don't need anybody to tell me. I was there. I saw it. But if you haven't been there and you're just getting your information from CNN, MSNBC, Fox, and all of this, Al Jazeera and all the rest of them, the Chinese CCTV or whatever it is, and that's the only information you get, then please understand, when your brothers and sisters come from other places and they talk to you about their experiences there, you may want to consider that as possibly very credible, okay? So again, I'm going to do a separate video dealing with it, but I want you to know, I'm not here to do any harm, neither me or any of my people. I'm here to do the best that I can in my life as a man for the protection and providing for the future and well-being of Black African people, loving and caring about Black African people. And there can be no wrong in that. There can be no wrong in that. And we live in a world where if we aren't careful, these people who come here that don't look like me and you, and they already have the capital that has been withheld from me and you, and they work in partnership with people that don't look like me and you, and then they come, and before you know it, they'll have control of your land. And they'll have documents and paperwork saying, no, it's legal, I have it, I bought it, it's mine. So when we come as African people, those with good intentions, and I'm one of them, then support us, help us. You can see what we do. I don't hide anything. Just one last note, so that you know how real this is. See, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, in the United States. 600,000 people, roughly, and the majority of those people, Black African people like me and you. But all the businesses, the gas stations, party stores, salons, restaurants, all owned by Asians, Chinese, Arabs, whites, even the very grocery stores owned by Arabs in the city. I used to live out, like I told you, in the W area because that's where my parents were. And so I grew up there because I was a kid and I'm born to them. That's where they live, that's where I want to live. Out in that area, the major grocery stores that feed the people, unlike here in Tanzania where you have a lot of independent markets, which is a good thing, people can survive. In America, in Detroit, in Michigan, there are major chains, large chains that feed everybody. Those chains could have stores in the city that's populated by the 600,000 black African people, but they don't. They refuse to even feed the people. So because the black African people don't have capital, the Arabs who come in with the capital, because their situation and their relationship with the W's, oil and all of these other things, and I've been told this directly by one of them. They come in, they buy up the gas stations, and they buy up the party stores, the liquor stores, the grocery stores, and they just make money off of us, and we don't own anything. That's a problem. Because once those people own things like that, your food, your clothing, your shelter, your transportation, whenever they decide to stop providing that to you, they could starve you to death. They could poison you to death. They could create economic hardship so that your family can't survive because they employ you. They determine what your wages are. And as I've told you before, that determines where you go to school, what type of lifestyle you have, what kind of health care you can provide for your children and your family. It's very dangerous to leave that in the hands of people who don't look like you, who don't care about you. Okay? So understand that. Again, I hope you understand I'm with you. Uhuru. Uhuru. Uhuru.